In this small tank, there are 600 pieces of different Indian carp. If you feed the fish, they not only become good sized fish for the plate, but their byproduct, which is ammonia, also produces fertilizer. If you see in this tank, these ceramic rings are there which contain beneficial colonies of bacteria. These are bacteria that are naturally occurring, that is converting ammonia into nitrite and nitrite into nitrate. Nitrate is a very rich food source for plants and vegetables. Through this pump, this nutrient rich water is being pumped up to the plants. By filtering the dirty water from the pond, you can grow vegetables like lettuce, tomatoes, brinjals, chilies, anything that you can practically name in these plant beds that are using the wastewater as the primary source of nutrients. Whether it is this cauliflower or a tomato, all these plants are growing only in water. There is no soil involved. These are practically floating on the water. If you are a vegetarian and don't want to mess with the fish, I have done the same experiment successfully using water and cow urine and cow dung and other organic material that I have made an organic concoction of myself. Stealing a little water from the same fish using drip irrigation, I am using yet another technique on my terrace to grow plants in soil. This is called permaculture. This soil has been organically created on the terrace itself, and we are using drip irrigation, which is keeping only the roots moist. And this is just a brick loose structure with mud in between, and there is no water seepage in my home. The entire food requirement of 5-6 people household in terms of all greens and herbs, etc., is coming out of this terrace. This is the beetroot grown on my terrace. It will grow much bigger in size, but at this size, this is very good for salads, and the leaves are tender for stir fries. This is my baby spinach and my holy basil. On this terrace itself, from lemons to mangoes to papaya to guavas, all kinds of fruits are also being grown. If your lovingly grown eggplant is eaten away by worms or insects, it is heartbreaking. I have been avoiding this by either sprinkling turmeric or using natural pheromones, where the pests will come and fall in the water and drown, or a simple yellow paper which is coated with heavy oil and the insects stick to that and die. As you can see, using cow dung, using kitchen waste, using other organic matter, this is a home composter which has converted it into very good and nutritious compost, which is going back to these plants. We are a zero waste household. Whatever organic waste is consumed, is created at the home, is consumed within the house in the composting exercise. We only let out recyclables for recycling. So our carbon footprint is rather low. Using cow dung, kitchen waste, and the waste from the farming exercise that I am doing, I am using earthworms, red worms, to do vermicomposting of all the waste. This then becomes very powerful compost, organic soil that goes back to the plants, and the excess earthworms can be fed to the fish because it is their favorite food, and this then becomes a closed loop food system. You must be wondering that what is the water consumption in such an elaborate system. We had initially started off with 3,000 liters of water for the fish tank, and now it is compensated to the tune of 150 to 200 liters a day only for evaporation losses, because the same water which is getting recycled across different systems, getting biofiltered and going back to the fish. This is the degenerated land of Gurgaon, next to a plot next to my house as a plot. Nothing much can grow on this. If you look at this green patch, this is organic soil created by me over a 5-month period, in which now we have a good crop of spinach growing. So this shows that even wastelands can be recovered by changing topsoil over a 5 to 6 month period by using organic farming. This is an organic carbon test of my soil, which shows a medium range in organic carbon. If you do the same test on the degenerated soil, it will show low. Sometimes the food production on my terrace is so high that we cannot consume it all, and therefore to preserve such food, I have designed this solar dryer. This is my own design, which has got solar collectors on 2 sides, maximizing the sunlight that is available in this area. This is onion being dried in the solar dryer. The dryer has a capacity of 50 kilograms. 1 kg onion yields 150 grams of dried onion. This is very good because not only it increases the shelf life of onion, it also reduces the cooking time substantially. Normally to saute 1 kg onion for an Indian masala, it would take you about 30 to 45 minutes. This onion is done in a couple of minutes and it uses only 10% of oil. It is also very good for processing pickles. Normally In winters, pickles take a long time to be processed, but you put them inside a solar dryer, the time is cut down by 1/4. I have done at least 6-7 months of ground research and visited far and beyond in the country to look at various methods of traditional and organic farming. And believe me, what you see on this terrace is as organic as they come. Unfortunately, the government of India does not think so. They have a National Center for Organic Farming in Noida, which cannot even show you 5% of what I am doing on this terrace in a 20-acre campus. If you look at the organic farming policy, there is no support or subsidy available for what I am doing. If you look at Bureau of Indian Standards, this is not even considered organic farming because use of fish products or fish pond water is a grey area. Use of cow dung and cow urine, unless it is done on the farm itself, the cows reared on the farm, is not allowed. I have to, in a city, I cannot put a cow in my home, so I have to go to a goshala, a cow shelter, and I source my dung and cow urine from there. But Indian traditional the standard system is not allowing that. So somewhere I think the government lacks the capacity and the institutions lack the capacity to be able to define standards, and in blindly copying the Western standards, they're killing Indian traditional and Indian organic agriculture, and that must be saved.